So, this is how I became the Rise of Nations official Discord server's first ever challenge winner. Recently, the Rise of Nations official Discord staff implemented a new addition to the server called Challenges. A challenge is typically issued every month, and the first person to complete said challenge gets themselves a nice little role. But that's really about it. Here's more information about challenges. Pause the video if you need to. The challenge for this month was to take all of Asia as a Macau before 2045. All of the rules in detail are here. Again, pause the video if you need to. And as you can see, here is the proof of me winning. It's a 2-hour long, unedited, unlisted video. Surely, it can't get that many views, especially for what it's worth, right?
These eyes are on your side.
Anyway, let's get on with the video. So you want to know how to conquer Asia as Macau? Then stay tuned. Firstly, turn all your manpower into infantry, and justify war on Hong Kong and Cambodia. Next, send an alliance request to China. If they accept, then that's good for you. You're safe and you can make an electronics factory. However, if they decline, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to restart, but it is crucial that you don't make an electronics factory for now, just in case he does attack. Here, they decline, but you can just continue on like I did. When your troops are finished recruiting, move them to Cambodia. When your justification finishes, justify war on Thailand and Laos. Also, set your doctrine to mass attack in the meantime. If China has justified a war goal on you by this time, you can either restart or continue on, but make sure you're not invading Cambodia if he does declare on you. You see why later. Anyway, back to invading Cambodia. Just land troops on that port city, wait for them to come to you, and then split your troops into half and auto-capture. Note that since Cambodia has over 10 cities, you can leave one city untouched but still be able to annex them, which is called force piecing. Whenever I say the word force piecing, this is what I'm referring to. So, with that knowledge, you can take over all of Cambodia except Phnom Penh, and then go to the Peace tab and select Annex Cities, then click on Select Cities, click Act Selection, select Cambodia, press back, and then send terms. You see that even though the capital isn't under my control, the city still goes to me after the war. Now, let's say China does invade you. Just let him take your capital, accept the peace treaty, and resume with invading Cambodia. Though, the run will be a lot tougher if this happens, so it may be better to just restart. If you were invading Cambodia while China's invading you, what will happen is that he cannot peace you out, unless he takes the land that you own in Cambodia, and since we want to survive, we don't want that. Anyway, while invading Cambodia, you should prepare a frigate in your capital if possible, and declare war on Thailand. Use your troops to capture a city so that the AI would send their troops into the water, and then use your frigate to take out the Thai troops. Then, you can auto-capture with your existing units, while you wait for Phnom Penh's unrest to go down. When the unrest does go down, buy steel and motor parts from players at one time, like I've done here, as we are going to be using tanks to take out Thailand. Don't forget to buy oil as well. Again, we're going to use the same principle as we did to Cambodia. We can completely avoid taking Bangkok and 5 other cities of your choice, because Thailand has over 60 cities. This saves manpower, which is crucial for a small nation like Macau. At this point, you've built yourself a nice foothold. You should go for socialism and later communism, as the extra manpower and especially war exhaustion reduction help for this challenge, as you have to be constantly at war due to racing against the clock. After this point, you should eat up any remaining nations left in mainland Southeast Asia, preferably if they aren't a player, and also make your way towards quantum computing and make consumer goods. You have no countries left to take near your area. However, we are still racing against the clock. So, what do? Well, you can actually go past India to take out the Middle East first, as it is mostly AI and left divided and weak. Just be careful when you're transporting your tanks to make sure you don't go into debt. At this point, it really depends on the server to decide your next move. You should continue the attack on the Middle East and attack any other AI countries or dying player countries. In my server, the China player who was attacking Japan was losing a war to India, so I decided to betray China and get the most out of it along with taking Japan. Now obviously, the situation above doesn't apply to every game, so I'll give some general tips instead on what you should do. You should never stop justifying and declaring. You should focus on economic and tank technology after quantum computing. You should avoid fighting player countries unless they're severely weakened, and try to go after any AI country within reach. You should try to ally yourselves with a superpower so that if someone declares on you, you have someone to back you up with, hopefully, and don't focus too much on economy, because you're on the time limit and most of the money you get is going to come from seizing the treasury of other AI countries anyway. The completion of the challenge just out of reach, it is finally time to say goodbye to our neighbor, who was with us since the very start, and finally complete the challenge. There we have it, all of Asia under Macau's rule. If you liked this video, thank you, I'm very grateful for that. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel more, and maybe share it around if you want. But until next time, goodbye.